That's the point.
Yeah, can we talk about, I suppose, the elephant in the room there? So first one thing, I think you've always said, Matt, haven't you, that the agents won't have to pay for these integrations. Is that right?
And that's the point I was going to make. Is there is no additional cost for the Fixflo integration. We're quite transparent on the cost for foundations. Now, anybody can sign up to that developer.reapit.com and see the portal as part of onboard and sign up. You see the costs that the partners have to pay for that, but it's a very, very low cost for API consumption. And it's like a penny at the most expensive. So I don't know how much Raj's are, although I was looking at the usage last night. But if you take something like an AML check and you go into a contact record, that might be 1p to look up that contact via our API. So for every AML check, maybe you say it's 2 or 3 pence. And if you're then finding that actually you're being charged a heck of a lot more for using foundations. But the majority of our partners, it's part of the offering that they provide to our mutual clients.
And I think there's an urban myth, I don't know whether I started it, that this is somehow expensive to the suppliers themselves. And some of those have said that they're going to pass on the cost. But Raj, from what you're saying is that once you've actually got into the real world testing of this and used the calculators and everything else that Matt has there, that just isn't necessary, is it? At least for the way you're using it.
I'm happy to talk through the process we went through. So, as Matt said, the pricing is transparent, and it's based on the number of API calls that are used. And so in abstract, that doesn't make very much sense. So what we did is we worked in partnership with our beta clients and with Matt in particular, so that we got some people live to understand what the cost would be. And when we're in reality, and I know every system will be different, but we're doing quite a lot of updates to and fro, the cost wasn't material. So we thought the sensible thing and the right thing to do would be not to charge an additional monthly fee for that. So our clients will just carry on paying their Fixflo fee effectively, or if they're new, they'll pay for the Fixflo system. There's a setup fee, which we usually have anyway, but in reality, the API costs were not material, I guess is the key point. But we only knew that because we went through the testing process. And so for other people out there looking at it in abstract, I'd encourage you to perhaps follow that process and really get a couple of people live and see what the costs are. And one of the things we learned was that some of the way in which we were accessing the APIs was pretty dumb. And so we've, as part of our continuous improvement of this, have worked to reduce the number of API calls. But you don't know that. It's all theoretical till it's real. Yeah. Make it real if you're looking to build.
So from a layman's perspective, as you kind of get to know under the hood the Reapit framework, you can do things better, obviously more efficiently, to save money and to actually help the process and the way it works within the app itself.
Yeah. And that's absolutely the relationship and the work, the partnership we've done with Raj has been echoed across other partners as well. And we've actually, we're obviously fairly embryonic, having gone into beta this time last year for foundations, but we've actually got a number of partners now who, when we're talking to people, say, well, why don't you do a pilot? And we have the concept of launching that privately, so it's not visible in the marketplace. You can say, actually, I'm going to use it with 1 or 2 sort of pilot clients, garner their feedback, look at it, and then publish it to the wider marketplace as and when you've had that, rather than do the reverse, push it out there into the marketplace and find that maybe there are some challenges that would have been flushed out during that beta phase. But it's that relationship, and it's not just myself and Rajiv doing these things. We've both got a huge teams that we work with, especially for us on the developer portal. I actively encourage people, if they've got questions that aren't covered by the documentation, and I say this, and it's not meant to be glib, we spent as much time writing the documentation for the developer portal as we did actually writing the code. I say we, I've not done code since C++ in 20 years ago, but that's true. We put the effort into documentation so people can self-serve. They don't want to be on support teams asking how this works and that works and whatever else. But we do have live chat on there as well. And that live chat isn't into people who maybe just logging and flogging tickets. That's live chat straight in to the teams on the foundations, various teams, whether it's platform or architecture or agency cloud. The right person would jump in there and respond to those queries.